When you think of the word pet, what usually comes to mind? Most people think cats, dogs, maybe even the occasional rodent. However, most people don't think of snakes as proper pets. My name is Justin Gardner, and today I'm here to tell you why snakes can make some of the most amazing and interesting pets you will ever meet. First, we will start by talking about how snakes are just misunderstood animals. The snakes most commonly used as pets are not venomous. In fact, beginner level snakes often do not grow very large and are virtually harmless. Because of the size of common pet snakes, even if they were to bite you, it would not hurt. People usually do not know just how beneficial these animals can be. Owning a snake can be very beneficial if cared for properly. Snakes do not eat very much due to their diet and the structure of their digestive system. If you're afraid of handling a larger snake, you should also remember that smaller snakes, such as the one shown here in this picture, are safer and easier to handle. Snakes also make good pets because they are hypoallergenic. What this means is that if you have a family member who would be allergic to cats or dogs or rodents, they would not have an allergic reaction to snakes. Depending on the size of the snake, you may not even require a large space, as opposed to dogs or cats. Another benefit of owning snakes as pets is the simple requirements they need in order to thrive. All a snake really needs is shelter, bedding, food, and water. For the shelter, you would need an aquarium or a terrarium. The size of this would depend on the size of the snake. For bedding, all you could use is unprinted newspaper or even wood shavings. For food, you would have to do more research and figure out just what type of food your snake would need and how often to feed it. Water is also another kind of specialty requirement, but they will need to soak in a water bowl and require a certain amount of humidity in their home. Snakes do require some specialty items in order to thrive. So before you decide if the snake is right for you, you should do more research and decide whether or not you'll be able to meet these requirements. According to Michigan State University's Vet Med Center, snakes require a specific climate and temperature. These conditions can be met easily through the use of a UV light, a heating pad, and a hide box. Here is an example of a basic setup for what a snake's terrarium should look like. You'll have your UV light, your heating pad, your hide box, some decorations to make your snake feel more comfortable, and of course, a water bowl for your snake to soak in. Now, if you still believe that snakes are not proper pets, I'd like to introduce you to Sambath. According to Journeyman TV, Sambath and his pet python Sean have been best friends since they first met. The python started out it's about the size of a thumb, but now it has grown to the full length of 16 feet. This young boy spends most of his day with his pet python. This boy rides, wrestles, and even sleeps with the monstrous 16-foot python. The family members have even stated that they have no hint of fear towards the python and the young child. Snakes can be admired by anyone of any age. Regardless of how old you are or how young you are, as long as you have the proper knowledge and training, snakes can be very rewarding. Snakes also live longer than most common pets, making them companions and also lifelong friends. Here shown are two different age groups also enjoying their pet snakes. We have a younger age group who, with the use of proper knowledge and training, can learn to enjoy snakes at a very young age and reap in the educational benefits. Snakes also live very long, making them so you can experience them grow as you grow. In conclusion, you should not treat these animals as monsters. You should treat them with the respect that they deserve. And before you go out and buy a pet snake, you should be sure that you're ready to handle the responsibility of owning a pet snake. You should do more research, investigate into what all you need to take care of a pet. You should also be sure that you're ready for the lifelong responsibility of owning a pet snake. And are there any questions?
Have you ever had a pet snake before?
Kind of. I've had more like garden snakes and stuff that I find outside. They're harmless. even if they bite you, you don't feel anything. It's just like I guess like an intermediate snake would be like a ball python, and I've been bit by one of those, and they just you don't feel it. They just hold on, basically.
When it comes to owning a pet snake, which breed would you recommend?
I would start out with like a king snake or a corn snake to start off with, but they are more energetic snakes, as in like as you're holding them, they'll try and move around a lot more, slither around. So you have to make sure that you know how to properly hold them and care for them. They're also really good at escaping like their little terrarium, so you have to make sure that there's no way for them to get out. From there, I would go on to like a ball python because they're more docile. They just kind of stay in like a little area. They don't move very fast. They're really easy to care for, but those get a lot bigger. And as they grow, you have to change the amount of food that they eat or what they eat. Like you start out with maybe like little miniature mice. From there, you get bigger food as they grow. Some snakes, if you're really experienced, you can get really large snakes. Like Sinbath, he's watched that snake grow as he grew. That snake's comfortable with him. Like, I believe, according to Journeyman TV, that snake eats, I forgot how many pounds of dead chicken a week. So, but they're cool snakes. They're cool to have as pets. They're fun. Any other questions?
Why does a snake need bedding?
Some snakes like to burrow, and then like also like whenever they use the restroom, it's kind of like a more sanitary kind of thing. Reptiles and stuff like that can carry salmonella, so it's a little bit more sanitary for them. That's another thing. Whenever you handle them, you have to make sure that you are clean. Like if you have dogs or something, you want to go and wash your hands, sterilize all of that before you touch your snakes.